Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. I was just seeing if that was recording. Okay, it's 10:01. We're going to do a Celtic cross reading. Yep, that's about it. Okay. What we're going to talk about, conflict. Okay. As you can see, this is like a, should we say this is inner child conflict? Battling with yourself. It's like you have so many different well, there's 5 different personalities here. And so it's definitely a masculine energy dealing with his inner boy. I bet each of these have got a certain name. Okay. Let's have a look at what your challenge is. Why are you in this state of being? Why are we talking about this? The Queen of Cups. Now this is about you. So the Queen of Cups, she's full of love. And you're hiding from her. Your challenge is facing the Queen of Cups here. She's the Queen of Love. You are the Holy Grail here. And then you've got like poisonous claws on you. What are you doing? It feels like you nitpick. You're nitpicking at things. Look, Cupid hiding underneath her chair here. And they're clinging on as well. Are they mermaids? At the top there on her on the top of her throne, although it looks like a vent, it's like you need to, it's like an air vent. You're needing to vent some things out. It's like your approach. Okay. So your challenge is speaking to the Queen of Cups. We're covering them up for some reason. Okay, what's gone on in the past then? It's like something's gone on in the past, because you're recognising that there's a lot of conflict within you. There's a lot of anger, pain. That's what that is. Torment, anger, pain, depression. Are these the names of the guys? Torment, anger, pain, depression, moodiness, apparently. Moodiness, okay. And it's like you're trying to cover it up. And the way you're covering it up is by hiding. Okay, so what's happened? There's another card underneath this, and this bottom card here wants to come out. Look, that's gone into what's happened in the past. So let's look at this first, because I've got the 8 of Cups here, and then there's another card where I believe he's going to, but let's have a look at this. Oh, okay, so this is, put it into the future position. Okay, let's have a look at what's gone on in the past. Tower. Okay, so your world's been rocked. The Tower, lightning strikes. I felt like this was the energy of an epiphany. So the Tower suggests that you thought that everything was strong, including yourself. And but when it comes down to it, you're not really that strong. Quite a coward energy of hiding here. Okay. And it feels, oh, okay, you hide when you get the energy of the shit hitting the fan. So rather than dealing with it, you hide. But it's like you know that the shit has hit the fan. With the Tower energy here. I'm feeling like the Queen of Cups, she's been through this with you. And she's surrendered. She's got her crown on here. Your crown's like being left up the top there. So this takes me to, you're diving into the depths of your own soul. A bit deep, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So it's like there's some depth to you. Let's have a look at your current energy. Do you want to give me a card? Because this is when, like, Mr. Moody's coming out. Three of Pentacles. I can't quite work out what you're doing here. I felt like you were trying to distract yourself first. So putting yourself into work here. Oh, I can see what you're going towards. I thought that might be the case. So you've been distracting yourself. You're trying to find like-minded people to work with who maybe can understand you. So there's this energy of you're just left to deal with it on your own. There's not really anybody that's aware of this. You're keeping it undercover. You're tapping into something here. It's like you're asking these guys whether or not they can hear what you can hear. So you might be trying to point out some sign synchronizations, but they're not really sure what you're talking about. It's because the signs are for you. Okay. Because you've got like your student's apprentice apron on here. You're wanting to learn more, but this is the energy of others just not getting what you're saying. Okay. Because the next energy is the Eight of Cups. And it was like, where are you going to? Well, you need to go and find yourself. So this is you going off on that search for your soul. And how do I know that? Because you're at the Nine of Cups. That's perfect progression there. The Eight of Cups, you're dissatisfied with life how it is. You've done your best to kind of stabilise everything, but you're still not stable. There's still something missing, which is the Two of Cups to make the Ten of Cups. But first you need to find fulfilment within yourself. You need to be happy with who you are. So the Nine of Cups. Then you're ready for the Two of Cups. For once you've kind of, I don't know, I feel like it's having a conversation with yourself. You need to be happy with who you are. Okay. Then you'll be able to have this conversation and you'll just be this cup of love. Feels like you need to deal with nitpicking. That's what I'm feeling the major energy is here. This could be about how whenever you speak with the Divine Feminine, you find that you both end up, maybe having disagreements, nitpicking at one another. So I feel the energy of the Divine Feminine is maybe pointed out, because I've covered it up now. I said, I bet you've got like a few names, a few different personalities. And I believe you've shown these to the Divine Feminine. So they're not really undercover, are they? Because you've shown all these faces to the Divine Feminine. Different personalities and attitudes. And that's why there's this energy of hiding from her, because she knows the truth. And she can see the truth of you. Okay. But she still sits in this element of love. So you may feel it was judging, but it was really she was pinpointing areas that you needed to have a look at, that were detrimental. If you haven't had a look at them, then, well, the Towers occurred, so you've been kind of, I don't know why I'm saying you've been shunned. Not sure who you're being shunned out by. We can look at the definition of the word shun. It's 1010. If it was someone like kind of shutting the door on you. Persistently avoid, ignore or reject someone or something through antipathy. What's that word? Antipathy. Or caution. He shunned fashionable society. So, I'd say that this is the Divine Masculine shunning the Divine Feminine out. avoiding. Should we have a look at what energy is assisting behind the scenes here? Your intellect, King of Swords. The King of Swords wants to know the truth. So this is really kind of taking me to like personal progression. Is actually it's constructive criticism, constructive feedback. It's about dealing with the truth, being able to hand the truth and hear it, and then transform. So there's this feeling of there's always truth behind every word that's spoken. Okay, how are you feeling about this? I felt like I didn't want to say any more about that. It was just about, I just saw the Ten of Swords. But let's have a look. How are you feeling about this? Okay. Yeah, it's the energy now of like actually going away and having a think to yourself. Are you happy with yourself, your behaviour, how you come across to others? That's when I mean that there's kind of like words within the truth. If you've kind of been called like moody, or I can't remember what these other names were, and it's been pointed out to you, it's like, are you still continuing to behave like that? Or have you actually changed? Okay, Seven of Pentacles. Well, something's waiting to really be harvest now. I feel like the energy of, rather than you just picking up this coin and starting afresh, you're just kind of brooding over this bush here of what have could have been. Okay. The could ofs and the should ofs. Well, you didn't. And it couldn't have been that way, or it shouldn't have been that way, because it wasn't that way. Okay. You've been like this since springtime. And it feels purposely hiding, shunning the divine feminine out of your life. This is how you feel about the situation. You've been waiting a long, long time, pondering over this. And I feel the energy that you know, if you don't deal with this, you're going to be hiding from this for the rest of your life. Okay. How is this affecting others? It's only affecting you. It's love that you're feeling, that you're avoiding. So this is about you having to face love and get confidence. Well, the King of Love here, the Nine of Cups. Okay? He's emotionally satisfied with who he is. This is like you're rehearsing how this is affecting others. So you have been rehearsing. I feel like you just keep nitpicking at yourself as well for not being, I don't know, for the old person that you were or are. Because if you've changed on the inside, it's going to reflect itself on the outside world. It's just a natural chain reaction. We're in the middle of a chain reaction. Is that what we're in the middle of? Okay. Hopes or fears? Two of Wands. So, you know that you're only going to achieve partial success, because this is a card of partial successness. You're feeling satisfied within yourself, which now means that you're ready to share with another. Share your world. So you've got your world in your hand and you've got this opportunity. You are secure. So it's only your own fears getting in the way. But this is all to do with romance. Look at the roses here. Romance, love. So we're having a look into this sector. The sector that you've been avoiding, because the current energy is you're avoiding it at all costs. And it will cost you dearly if you continue. So it's kind of like you need to go away and have a think about how you're actually coming across. And have you really changed? Well, let's have a look at the outcome. King of Wands. Okay. So the outcome is you're in your chair sitting there with this wand and you're contemplating your next move. You are agitated. I can tell by the way that your fist is clenched. You're agitated. I feel like it's kind of a chameleon lizard here. It's like karma comes round and bites you in the arse. I sang it yesterday. Karma, 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 chameleon. You come and go. This is not going to go away all the time that you're avoiding it. You should be wise enough now to know that what you avoid, you only attract. Okay. Outcome. Let's have a look at the random cards. Let's look at this conflict that we can't see, but we know exists. Greed. One of these called greedy as well. It says greed. Well, greed really suggests that you're being greedy for like prestige, money, success. And that needs to turn around. It's like you need to get greedy for yourself, like for love, self-love. And then you'll be really hungry for it. Let's look at this challenge with the Queen of Cups. This nitpicking. And I'm feeling as if you could instigate most of this, Divine Masculine. Now that you come to think about it, is it you that's instigated the grief, the greed? I don't know. With the Divine Feminine, I'm feeling like there's nitpicking energy anyway. Greedy is just really wanting what you want when you want it and not really taking into consideration anyone else's feelings. Relocation. Is the shoe like actually removing yourself out of like the Divine Feminine's energy field? That's what you've done. Relocated yourself as far away from her as possible. Interesting. There's a wife energy here. And I felt the energy of not wanting you as, I'm talking to the Divine Feminine. He's really not wanting you in his life or as his wife. That's a challenge. Let's have a look at this Tower. So this again is being adamant that this is never going to happen, that he's never going to face you again. There's no need to face you again. It's like he's disconnected, dislocated. I don't know what he's dislocated. Maybe his heart. It was like it's bent. This was a challenge of not even wanting to look at it as an option. Okay, well, the Tower hit. Obsession, you are my sunshine. There you go. What you try to avoid, you would just attract. So, B-session. Board session. Obsession, you are my sunshine. There's this energy of abs as well coming through. So I feel like maybe he's been working out a lot on his abs. Abstracts is coming up now. You are my sunshine. So it's like now there's an obsession. I'm feeling like he's trying to distract himself, but he is still the underlying energy. I don't know what the underlying energy is. Yeah, he's obsessed with you. You turn him on. You turn me on. You got a sexy body. There you go. You turn him on. So it's very much, it feels the energy as the divine masculine's been trying to avoid the divine feminine. He's actually been getting himself into shape. So already he's like taken on board some things that to improve himself, self-improvement. But I feel like it could be external work and maybe not so much the internal. Let's have a look at this current energy of the Three of Pentacles. So I'm feeling as if these people here are just not getting the divine masculine and the 1111 here on the bottom and what he's talking about. So it's like he knows he's ascended, but it's kind of like he's trying to translate. I don't think these people are really getting it. I can feel my ears burning as if like someone's talking about you. A movie, and it's not a joke. Okay. Movie's in reverse, so it took me to, this is not a movie. And it's kind of like, this is not a joke either. But then seeing I've just put this over the divine masculine, this ascension may have him looking a little bit, crazy. He's crazy in love. Maybe doesn't realise that. Okay, so there's definitely this energy of trying to explain. And if no one else is really getting the divine masculine, and he knows that the divine feminine does get him, it feels like he's drawn to that energy. Let's look into the future, because the Eight of Cups is dissatisfied. He goes on to find himself what makes him happy. Yeah, SOS and feeling grey. So he most definitely needs to pick himself up. Save our souls. He's feeling grey. He needs to save himself here. Okay, so then that's about facing the truth, isn't it? And really having a listen to what's been said. It's like if you don't like how people talk about you, then maybe think about changing what they're actually talking about. So, I don't know, if they're saying that you're unreliable or blah-de-blah-de-blah, don't carry on being unreliable. Start becoming reliable. Jeez, tease me, please. Tease me, tease me, tease me, tease me, baby, till I lose control. So this masculine here could be getting teased. I've been there, had that. People thinking I'm bonkers. It doesn't affect me anymore because I know the truth. That's all I need to know is my truth. So you have this phase where you could go through people teasing you and what you think, but really it's like the more that this is done, the more clarity it shows you regarding who really are your friends, who you do want to hang out with. Okay, should we move over to here? This is waiting for the harvest. I'm not sure what else you're waiting to kind of fall off of this bush. You've got the One Pentacle, which will be the legacy. An offering of that to start afresh. So how are you feeling about this? You're still waiting for something. Envy. It's interesting. Because people will be envious of you. So they might be mocking you and joking around with you at the moment and laughing at you, but they soon won't be, will they? No. Oh, love conquers all. Anyway, how this is affecting others, feel like it's you rehearsing here, all to face, really, the divine feminine. When I saw the word greed, it was more, I could see the word creed. Creed of love. Let's have a look at the Page of Cups. We've got Father in reverse. Are your children laughing at you? Are you coming across as being a bit of a bonkers? A bonkers as a father. You got best friend, I'm sorry, mother, 1111, and you're in love. So you actually need the divine feminine. She brings you this motherly energy. You are the divine masculine's best friend. He is sorry. He feels this motherly, nurturely, natural energy around you. And it's like, you don't actually, take the mickey out of him, take the piss out of him, joke around. You might joke around, but it's for he's higher good. The others here are just kind of, it's like they get pleasure out of teasing people. And it's like it's not good for the divine masculine. It's not good for anybody to be in an environment where they're teased. Okay. So let's have a look, because this is the partially successful card. Lover. That's what he's looking for, is his lover. And this is who he will hand over the world to. And his opportunity, well, it's in his hand for romance, love, and pleasure. You do bring him a lot of pleasure, divine feminine. But it's like he needed to be teased or made out to be a joke in his life so that he could recognise that. Let's have a look at the King of Wands. Reach out. So, like I said, what's the outcome? The divine masculine is sitting there. He can hear this in his mind. He knows he needs to reach out to the divine feminine. This is do we call it an obstacle? It's like the final hurdle for the divine masculine to overcome. He does need to take that leap though and overcome this challenge of reaching out to the divine feminine. Okay, the bottom of the deck for the random cards is brother. Oh, brother. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what this actually means. It took me more to having a spiritual brother. I don't know why we've gone to the Channel of Love cards, but we can. Mr. Fix-It. That's the Knight of Swords. He's like the knight in shining armour. So we've got the king here. Mr. Fix-It. The divine masculine needs to do this. It's like for his own sanity. Reach out to the divine feminine. It's for him to fix it, especially as there's like these exclamation marks here. Reach out, Mr. Fix-It. Puppy love. And they call it puppy love. Page of Cups. And then we've got this card. Mrs. Do As You Are Told. Queen of Swords. It's interesting. I feel that this is the divine feminine's energy coming through here. Queen of Swords. The King of Swords is here. And it's the divine feminine doesn't want to tell the divine masculine what he has to do next. He needs to come to his own understanding and realisation of what's the right thing to do. Okay. And so this is really the divine feminine as the divine masculine's counterpart here, saying, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but she is Mrs. Do as you are told, like do what the divine tells you to do. The divine, okay, yeah. What the divine tells the divine masculine to do. Follow your heart. Oh, I felt as if the heart had been dislocated. Well, that might be able to fly now. Think about it. If it's kind of got like a little bend in the middle, if you kind of broke it, they're your wings. Follow your heart. Bottom of the deck, the clean slate. Start afresh. Be that person that you're wanting to be. You're here to leave a legacy, and that involves really that at the time of your physical transition, when you actually pass over fully to spirit, how will people remember you and how will they talk about you? Start acting like that, how you want to be remembered. Let's get you some guidance. And the energy of, even though nobody really knows about it because you're good at keeping it hidden, it's like, but you're going to take this to the grave because you know that there is one person that your behaviour wasn't the best. Okay. And you know that she knows the truth. Let's go to the oracles of shadows and light. It's kind of the energy of it's time to grow up. Okay, I just saw the grumpy red fairy, be your true self. Let's see what card wants to come out though. Okay. Voodoo in blue, back off. 22. Now I'm going to read the card, but seeing as it's 1111, it's like card number 22. This is, have a think, divine masculine. If you really give the divine feminine vibes, as in you stay away, or you know it's apparent that you are avoiding her, this back off energy, then she's not actually going to be coming forward, is she? Okay, or keep coming forward. With this puppy love here, it takes me to like, if you got yourself a puppy and you just kept showing it love all the time and love, and every time you did it attacked you and bit you, you're not going to always be so loving, are you, towards this puppy? If every time you try to express love to it, it bites you and attacks you. So, voodoo in blue. Let's have a look at this. I had it this morning. I was stroking Tia, my cat, and she was so enjoying it. And then I stroked her and then she attacked my knuckles. And I was like, no, don't do that. There was no need for that. So then I went back again, let her settle down, went back, and then she done it again. So I got up and left the room. And as I went, I said, no, it's not acceptable. I'm just showing you love. Okay, so let's look at this message. Voodoo in blue, message back off. About voodoo in blue, this fairy is letting you know that it's time to back off from a person or situation that is not in your best interests, and that you may need to be brave and stop being so welcoming of what you actually do not want. So this blue fairy waving her voodoo doll is letting you know very clearly that you now must tell someone to take a step back. You know you have been overriding your instincts with what seems rational, with misguided desire to help and befriend someone who may not be particularly good for you. Voodoo in Blue doesn't mind if she looks a bit nasty when she gives the back off message. She'd rather she was loud and clear and that the person pushing her buttons leaves quickly. So she wants you to start trusting your instincts, to start valuing being honest about being nice. You do feel like you need to stay away from someone and to tell that person clearly to stay away from you. And Voodoo in Blue stepping forward to speak with you confirms that your hunches have been ever so right. Voodoo in Blue speaks. You are doing so well right now that you may begin to attract some attention from people who are, quite simply, opportunistic. And you are being kind and wishing to help, and so I'm going to step in and give you a very clear warning. I don't mind if I look like the bad guy. What matters is that you get the message. Time to do a little stay away magic, and while I won't be sending them bad thoughts, after all, there are no pins in my voodoo doll. You, if you take my advice, won't be asking them to come round for tea anytime soon. Your feelings are right on this one. You know what to do. Don't get involved and don't get bullied. You may have to snarl too a little to get them to stay away. This really does feel like the energy that the Divine Masculines use towards the Divine Feminine. It keeps saying that your hunches are correct. Okay. Your feelings are right on this one. Let's have a look at the divination message. You need someone to back right off and give you space. You are not liking them and you are not welcoming them. And you need to be very clear and straight about that, despite all your desires to be a loving and lovely person. Detach from whatever it is that's giving you so much, well, grief, by asking whatever and whoever it is that is irritating you, draining you, or pushing your buttons to leave you be for the moment. Be respectful and kind, yet cool at first. But if good intentions are mistaken for a new invitation, be very clear and say away. Stop being so nice that you send very mixed messages. It's banishing time. And I feel that this is what's happened. So now that this has occurred, it did say, because I've just moved the cards, and the Destiny card is here, and Judgment Day. So if you have behaved like this and been quite direct and haven't really initiated any kind of interaction with your Divine Feminine because you stated quite clearly you need space, you need this person to back off, what happens when the wheel turns and you want to reconnect with this person? If you want to reconnect with this person. But you can kind of see now why the Divine Feminine, she is going to stay away. She got the message loud and clear. You know when you're not welcome. Okay. The Feminines can pick that up. But I do feel like it's part of the process. So that you could just have some space to figure things out. Let's have a look and see what the Journey of Love would like to say. And then I think we'll end with a Rumi card. Okay, the Journey of Love, please. The Christ Flame. $31. Within you burns the flame of the Christ. Beyond religion, this flame belongs to all hearts willing to receive the divine. Opening to it as a lover would open the heart to receive the beloved. Though the awakening of the Christ within brings greater closeness to the divine, and therefore greater love and depth of compassion, it too can bring sadness, righteous anger, and a passionate need to contribute positive healing action and change in the world. You may be an introspective soul who does this through mastering their inner world with meditation and yoga, raising your own vibration with absolute intent that this bring healing to the world around you. You may be an extroverted soul that thrives in sharing messages and living a life of dynamic action in support of the causes that are worthy and move into your brave heart, capable of feeling divine outrage and responding with inspired action. You may be a combination of these soul types and choosing wisely what you consume, which companies you support, what television you do and do not watch, and what you read, voting for the life you want to have around you in the world through your actions, internal and external. This is the Christ flame igniting within you, setting the world aflame with the fire of divine love. This oracle brings guidance that you are connecting with the universal Christ consciousness, and your heart is meant to awaken as a sacred heart, bearing the Christ flame of divine love this lifetime. You are part of the wave of awakening happening on the earth now. You are exactly where you're meant to be and doing exactly what you're meant to be doing. Keep going. Okay. Love is more than words can define. It is a feeling which wells up inside and longs for release. It is a smile which starts in my heart and spreads across my face like a silly grin. It is a knowing so deep in my being that every cell speaks in a language only lovers know. And most of all, it is the beginning, the birth, the possibility, the promise of a tomorrow, the hope that grows into something we can only imagine when hearts combine and love becomes more. It's beautiful. Let's leave with a Rumi message. Okay, Rumi, can we finish off this message today, please? Blessing of Al-Hakim. Hakim. Card number 40. Sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. Cleverness is opinion, bewilderment is vision. Rumi. The gift of wisdom, the blessing of Al-Hakim, gurgles up from your heart. Her blessing is evoked by life, like the laughter of a babe, joyfully responding to the playful tickle of the mother's hand. Wisdom can make divine sense of anything, especially of that where logic is blinded. How I rever the blessing of Al-Hakim, of wisdom, for she is precious and welcome to me now, and always, the dear friend who brings me such peace. A blessing of divine wisdom of Al-Hakim is being ministered to your soul, watched over by Rumi himself. This is soul medicine. Interesting, I picked up the brother here. Remember, you've got the Christ flame as well. And I felt it was a spiritual brother. So Rumi. A blessing of divine wisdom of Al-Hakim is being ministered to your soul, watched over by Rumi himself. This is soul medicine. It is a spiritual gift of healing, prophecy, insight, and the capacity to surrender any impatient claim for what you cannot yet have. As you receive this gift, This blessing, which happens at a soul level, your attitude to life becomes more curious, open, still, and receptive. You no longer have to drive the unfoldment of your desires into form. You rest in assurance that your daily application and effort is enough, and so is your surrender. Mental anguish is soothed, and you are able to accept the unfathomable nature of divinity in its expression of itself as life. You become comfortable with the reality that the price of being closer to the divine is the giving up of your need to always understand. From this place of increasing stillness, great activity will flow. You shall become capable of being the surrendered vessel to the guiding divine hand, and truly great contributions to the human soul evolving can occur through you. So much will simply emerge, erupt, pulsate, and emanate out of you, and yet you will feel within as though you are doing nothing at all, even while so much is happening through you. Such holy paradox shall become your daily experience. You may feel, unexpectedly perhaps, that in some ways your vision for your life and purpose, your divine passion, is clearer than ever before, and in other ways completely unknown to you, a discovery yet to be made. This is as it should be. Wisdom bestows upon us the sane capacity to work with the opportunities that are right before us, to release situations and circumstances that have passed, and to allow the future to take its shape according to the ineffable timing of life itself. This oracle comes with special guidance for you. If you are uncertain about an issue in your life, be at peace. There is divine healing that can occur most readily in the unknowing. Follow the sacred honouring ritual and know that all is indeed well, beloved soul. Perhaps you are journeying very deep indeed, and your allegiance to your intellectual mind is softening in favour of allegiance to your heart knowing. You may find yourself craving different company with different interests, or finding the world of opinions and debates rather less to your liking, and the worlds of creative expression more nurturing and nourishing to your essence. If this is the case, this oracle comes as confirmation to trust in the changes you feel within, in any and all ways, no matter how insignificant or dramatic they may seem. Know that they are seedlings of a new way that shall grow from one step into an entirely new and more sacred orientation in your life. You will not necessarily have any idea how that will happen or what it will look like. This matters not. The acorn becomes the oak because that is its innate destiny. It happens without any active participation, apart from a willingness to grow through life. So it is with the precious blooming now happening within your soul. To know less can bring the greatest gift and blessing of all, to be able to love and therefore live more freely. This oracle also comes with special guidance to bring you peace. Look to the old ways, to the ancient wisdom teachings that run as one vein of life, giving love through all traditions. The old wisdoms teach of cycles, of timing, of letting go to allow for new life to happen, and of the greater intelligence and scheme of life to which we must surrender if we are ever to know even a moment's peace. The fire in your belly is a beautiful aspect of you. Just let it be the breath that swirls around and through the heart that ignites it, not the passing huffing and puffing of the impatient mind. For when the fire in the belly is fanned by the breath of the heart, sorry, we just had Mr. Postman. For when the fire in the belly is fanned by the breath of the heart, you shall have peace and dynamic movement, restful stillness and soul-inspired action all at once. You shall become one with the living holy paradox, and the healing power of your love shall know no bounds. Let's finish with this sacred honouring ritual, guys. Say aloud, I call on the divine presence that loves me unconditionally, and I surrender into your wisdom. Bless me now with the ability to accept your grace, your bounty, and your gift of my life in all its mystery. Help me learn and grow, that I may realise the love that lies within all, including my own being. May I dwell in the loving mystery of sacred compassion. I call upon the wisdom of the ancient ones, those who love me unconditionally and know truth. May your power and knowledge calm my mind and ignite my spirit, so that I may be one with love, empowered in peace and purpose. So be it. Rest. You have completed your sacred honouring ritual. Beautiful reading, guys. Have yourself a fantastic day, and I will catch up with you soon. Take care. Much love. Bye for now.